Now, when we in the LEGO Fortnite community heard that Star Wars was coming to LEGO Fortnite, a lot of people were excited to see if a speeder bike was going to be included in the item shop. It was a bigger case of take my money now than if they had thrown an X-Wing or a TIE fighter into the shop. Hey, Fortnite, I'm dropping some hints here. Since they haven't given it to us yet, once again, we're just going to have to build our own. A couple of weeks ago, my buddy Legion and I decided to tackle building the speeder bike in LEGO Fortnite, and we did a pretty decent job. For another version, check out the Long Tom Lounge. He has yet to do a tutorial, so that's a hint, Tom. That thing is insane. My version uses pieces from the Beachy Boulevard and Lockheed's Lighthouse kits, and I'm going to give you the updated version. The best part is that I've been playing Survival again in the Craftopia server, and the speeder bike was one of the first things I built in order to get around fast. Totally worth it. I can see every cave in the desert, so look out, rubies. So we're gonna jump into the tutorial on how to build this bad boy, and you too can be a biker gang of one. Well, you and your follower. Here's the parts list because a bunch of you guys asked for that, and I figured you might find it useful. Let's get into the build. So we're going to start by putting down the small car jack. Set the vehicle base number 8 right on the edge. Take it all the way over till it's red and then pull it back 1. Now align this to the very edge and make sure that it is perfectly aligned to the front. Next, place large dynamic foundation. Move it forward and it tips over. Be careful and push it back. It should now be flush against the sides. You can switch to machine block piece. Snap it to the side and then move it up until it's lined. Then nudge it over until it is aligned to the vehicle base. Destroy the evidence. There, that's pretty much done. Next, we're going to go on to building the rest of the bike. We're going to work on the back. So first we're going to start with the we're building out the back of the bike. Be careful not to overlap with the jack. And definitely don't hit the jack. Set this in place. Now you want to snap it to the next piece and then move it out 1. It's going to go red. When you move it out 1, it's going to go green. You place another one down below. This is going to give additional support for the rockets. And is going to form the back of the bike. Gives a nice platform for your grand chest. Now we're going to build up the back a little bit here. You know, you can choose to leave this piece out if you're going to place a chest here, but if you're just riding around, then it's useful to have additional weight in the back. Set a piece in the back so that you have something to align to. You're going to line up the beachy bracket to the white, nudge it in, and then push it out. until it goes green. Just keep snapping and move it over until it goes green again. Then you have those two placed. For the feet, you're going to use ancient flooring and get those lined up properly, right at the back corners. You want to keep them on the outside, not on the inside. This gives a nice foot for your vehicle to rest on. We're going to delete the piece from the back. First, we need to put a footrest. Very important for jumping up. Snap it from the other one and carry it over so it perfectly aligns. Next, you're going to get your beachy railing corners. These form the body for the front. The forward posts are going to come up from this, so just move the pieces over and then just snap it. Just be careful. Line it up. Set it. Want to make sure that both sides match. Next, we're going to switch to the railings. Your choice here, brown or gray. Depends which one you have. The brown is what everyone has. The gray, it tends to look better, but both are very durable. The front piece needs to jut out just a little bit, and it's in the center. So this is the only point where they join. Now the front part of this actually has a bit of a weird triangle shape, and we don't have anything that approximates it. So we're just going to use the beachy railings to kind of approximate the shape. It's more about the look than anything else at this point. Plus, that weight at the front is needed. We need a bit of a counterbalance. The placement may be a little weird because this is flipped. So you're going to struggle with it a little bit. Just get the pieces on, and then you can always just delete the pieces you don't need. And there we go. Now your front is set. You're almost done. Next, just pop the balloon on there, and then we're going to move on to your thrusters. This thruster placement is very necessary. It has to be right under the seat for this to work. The back ones don't require any adjustments. You just place them. You can go with 2 for a slower bike. The more that you add back here, the more stability you're going to lose. So just be careful with how many you place. You may only need 3. And whatever you place, make sure that they're perfectly aligned. The side thrusters are a little finicky, so just move it around until it turns green, and then you can snap it and just move it into place. Once you have that done, you should be okay. But it does need to be in place around this post. Otherwise, it will push to the side instead of turning the front of the bike. If you go too far forward, it's going to be uncontrollable. You give it one tap and you go spinning out of control. Remove the jack, and this is the point where you will have to log out and log back in because it's not going to work. I just edited that part out. And there we go. We can zoom across the night sky or across the landscape, however you want. It's fast and it's easy to control. You can land pretty much anywhere you want with a little bit of practice. And believe me, after zooming around your survival world with this, you will get a lot of practice. As a side note, the reason I wanted to use the machine block, and this is what Legion thought of, was that it's the only piece that allows you to place the balloon directly in the center. Everything else is offset by one stud, so it's usually over to the right or to the left. With the machine block, it brings the balloon right into the center, so you have perfect balance. And the only way that you would be off balance is like how I am right now. One of these thrusters is slightly higher than the other one and needs to be replaced. That does cause an imbalance. So be aware of that. Just go zooming around, get used to it. It will take some practice, and try not to hit the button that's going to throw you off. Credit goes out to Legion Builds and the Long Tom Lounge for their earlier versions. See you in the next tutorial.